And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel. Today we're taking a look at a few more sets for Dice Masters, specifically Dungeons & Dragons Dice Master. In another video today, I'm taking a look at the bigger set, Troubles in Waterdeep. And here, I'm taking a look at a few blister packs that you can get, Adventures in Waterdeep and the Sahenterim. So these are packs that come with 24 cards and 16 dice in each one. Let's take a look at what's inside them. If you're watching this, I assume you already know how to play Dungeons & Dragons Dice Masters. So here's the contents of both these packs. This is Sahenterim and Adventures in Waterdeep. These are the mercenary dudes, and these are, I guess, heroes in a tavern. So we'll take a closer look at each of these. We'll start with these guys, and I guess before I go any farther, you can take a look at the dice. The dice all look kind of cool. All pretty much easy to read. I guess I like this one the best, the purple and gold. But let's take a closer look at some of the cards in these sets, starting with the leader of these mercenaries, this Manchun dude. Just like many of the different people, he can get experience, although he doesn't count as an adventurer. But this is interesting. Whenever he uses a basic action die, do 1 damage to all opposing character dice. That's pretty neat. He also has Spark. So in this, Spark basically happens when you get a burst or a double burst, your Spark thing goes off. So here, this guy can go up in experience pretty quickly. In fact, I really like this one a lot. He also can, whenever you use a global ability, deal a damage to target opposing character dice. Then we also have this character here, the Elf to Know. This is the one that's on the cover. Draw an extra dice if you draw 2 or more non-sidekick die. This makes your characters with active character dice free to field. Here we have a doppelganger, although this doppelganger shape changer, this is something that this kind of character has been in Dice Masters before. This one doesn't particularly feel like they're a shape changer. I mean, every time it's a Spark, +1 attack, +1 defense. Here, for each other active character you control. Here, if someone else gets an experience token, Doppelganger gains an experience token. This one I love, of the 3 Doppelgangers. I just think it's weird. Hitch, who apparently can hook you up on a date. Adventures cost 1 less. When he does combat damage, you can move an NPC die. And then here, he has Obscure. Obscure basically means when you use a basic action die, then he is unblockable. That's okay. Warlocks, this one also has Obscure, and here do 1 damage to target opponent. I think I like this one a little bit better. Basic action dice cost 1 less. You can see these are all fairly, not common, but they all kind of work on the same thing. They're all talking about action dice. For example, here she can purchase an action dice with gear for 1. Here, +1 for each active adventurer you control. And then this guy here, if you can pick someone who's forced to block him. Here, if he is blocked, you can prep a die from the bag. Here, and this guy also doesn't count as an adventurer, as like the first guy doesn't. But my favorite person from this set is Istrid Horn, I'm sorry. When fielded, you can move an energy die in your opponent's reserve to the use pile. Here you can pick a global ability that can't be used. And here, your opponent's dice cost 1 more to field. Considering that they're only 2 to buy, I don't know, I just really like them. Their stats aren't that fantastic, but they're free to field except for on level 3, so that's pretty cool. Now let's take a look at the other set. Here we have Hitch's friend, talking him out of his line of work. Brawlin, who gets +3 attack when blocking, or when blocked by characters of 4 attack or more. That's not a bad idea. And of course, all her characters have experience. This guy here, a Drow Swashbuckler, that just sounds cool. Search your die for a bag and prep it. I really like that one. In fact, just as a kind of a heads up, I like this set better, the Adventurers in Waterdeep here. Here, this guy has gizmos and gadgets. He gets a life. You can only do it once per turn, but still pretty neat. If 2 more of your character dice are KO'd, gain a life. At the beginning of your turn, if your opponent has more life than you, you gain 1 life and your opponent loses 1 life. That's pretty powerful, which is why this version of him costs 5. The other 2 versions cost 3. Here's some more Sparks. She can add experience tokens to another adventurer, which is kind of neat, or do damage. But I think I like the support ability that's on this one. Black Viper. Here you get Infiltrate. Now, Infiltrate is pretty cool. If you've never seen Infiltrate, it's in several sets. Basically, if you're not blocked, you don't have to go away. Instead of doing your full damage, you just do 1 damage but stay on the field, which is pretty neat. And this one I really like because character dice with Infiltrate do an extra damage. And then you can pick someone else with Infiltrate and they can't be blocked. This one's okay, but I like the Notorious Bandit, my favorite of these. Then we have the Innkeeper here, who adventurers cost 2 less to purchase. Adventurers get an experience token when they're fielded, which is a neat thing to have. I like that one a lot. Or here, when he blocks, all attacking and blocking do no combat damage to opposing character this turn, other than turning in the die he's blocking. That's interesting. I like the concept of this one, but my favorite is I think the adventurers getting a token when they're fielded. Then we have the Inn itself, which you can play, which basically helps make your character dice free to field, and a few other minor things. And then the Stone of Galore, which looks like a really nasty piece of bread. But I like this a lot because it's drawing a die from your bag. Do damage to somebody else, equal to its purchase cost. Draw a die. Character dice matching that die can't be blocked this turn. Draw a die. You can purchase a copy of that die for 2 and prep it. So I think I like this one, even though it's 5, it's expensive. But just drawing a die and doing, I don't know, it's a random thing, obviously. But pulling a die from your bag and seeing something happen is a lot of fun. I'm always happy when Dice Masters is very straightforward. This stuff is very straightforward. Yes, if you've never played Dungeons & Dragons before, the experience thing is something new. But I like these. Of the 2 sets, I think they're both fine, but I like Adventures in Waterdeep better because I like items. I like extra dice. So I like that weird-looking stone bread, whatever that stuff is. I like that, but I also like the characters. I like the Innkeeper. That's kind of a cool theme. But they're both fine. They both mix with Dungeons & Dragons pretty well, and they're both not complex, and I think they do various nice things. Not a lot of global abilities in this set, and as always, I have to say, you only get 2 dice with each one, so if you want to use a full complement, you have to buy 2 packs of each if you're going to do that. Other than that, though, I like them. Dice Tower Judgment, approved!
Thanks so much for watching another Dice Tower video. If you enjoy our videos, subscribe to the channel for more fun, comprehensive board game coverage. Also, consider joining us at one of our events. Come to Dice Tower Retreat, a small, intimate gathering where gaming is king. Join us for Dice Tower Cruise, the largest board game cruise. Attend Dice Tower West in Las Vegas for gaming fun on the West Coast, or Dice Tower East in Orlando, in sunny Florida. Dice Tower Conventions, the friendliest gaming conventions on Earth. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching the Dice Tower.